today on 15 on 15.
The local police force meets with local entities to discuss crime rates on Aruba. Plus, presidential candidate Donald Trump has secured enough delegates to become the Republican nominee. And it has officially been 13 years since Papiamento has become an official language.
Thank you for joining us on another edition of 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV with Daniela Piazzi. Let's get started with our latest local news topics. This week, the local police force on the island presented the latest crime statistics, strategies, and security measures to local entities in Aruba. The Minister of Justice, Arthur Dowers, was also present to combat the negative perception many businesses might have of the police involvement in the community.
It is important for local entities on the island to stay up to date when it comes to the latest developments in crime, safety, and security measures on the island. This is especially crucial when it comes to tourism-related businesses, considering the fact that security is one of the biggest selling points Aruba has as a vacation destination. During a recent meeting with the Minister of Justice, Arthur Dowers, and the head of the Aruban Police Force, all the latest statistics and strategies were shared with local entities.
And we discuss, issues particularly with respect to visitors and residents alike, because one of the things we didn't really talk about today, but is becoming more and more important, is that now 1/3 of our visitors do not stay in a hotel, do not stay in a timeshare resort. They're staying right throughout the whole community, which changes the way in which policing has to be conducted. And as the minister and the commissioner both said, it's the responsibility of all of us in the community to get involved and to be committed to basically being the best citizens that we can be to address this particular problem.
During the presentation, it was also mentioned that as of August this year, 25 more police officers will be welcomed to the force. An issue specifically that has caused a great concern amongst business owners is the increased immigration of Venezuelan citizens to Aruba.
We know that we have challenges. Venezuela is obviously a challenge, and there was a lot of conversation today about the contingency plans, and we're very happy to hear that such plans are in place. But obviously there's a concern in the community, and it's a very complex situation, and it was a good discussion today about what can happen, what should happen, what will happen. So in terms of our own perspective, yes, we're very happy with the way in which the police have been responding to our concerns.
And speaking of police work in Aruba, lately alcohol-related accidents have been going up on the island. Therefore, local police force set out over the weekend to conduct standard drinking and driving tests. Over 400 cars were stopped, and many citizens were detained for being over the legal limit. Over the weekend, the local police force from around the island joined forces to conduct a nationwide traffic check. This comes in the light of the growing numbers of accidents caused by drinking and driving. Field sobriety tests were conducted across the island to control the blood alcohol level of Aruba's drivers was under the legal limit. Field sobriety tests, sometimes called roadside sobriety tests, are used to enforce drinking under the influence laws and usually precede breathalyzer tests. All cars that were pulled over were asked to take this breathalyzer test, and although this may sound extreme, the local police force would like to make the community aware of the consequences of drinking and driving. Alcohol is a depressant because it slows down the functions of the central nervous system. This means that normal brain functions are delayed and a person is unable to perform normally. Alcohol affects a person's information processing skills. Consuming alcohol prior to driving greatly increases the risk of car accidents, highway injuries, and vehicle deaths. Moving forward, this June, Aruba will launch its inaugural Aloe Wellness Month on the island. In efforts to promote this initiative, the Aruba Tourism Authority, along with wellness ambassadors, provided top health, lifestyle, and travel journalists a taste of Aruba's wellness scene through a half-day media event in the Big Apple. This New York gallery building was transformed into an upscale tropical paradise with soothing sounds and lighting, and an authentic Aruban imagery to create the setting for an Aruban wellness retreat.
Journalists were invited to engage in this retreat by participating in a variety of activities, including a yoga session conducted by Kat Fuller, a refreshment break featuring healthy smoothies, an Aruba Owl workshop, a pop-up art station by Korteweg, and storytelling along the way. Members of the media were incentivized to attend the promotional event in New York City and post about the event on social channels with the opportunity to win a wellness retreat to Aruba. Furthermore, all attendees departed with a special wellness goodie bag. This dynamic media event provided great digital exposure and media relationships for Aruba and the participating wellness ambassadors.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break.
When we come back from the break, Donald Trump gets delegates needed for GOP nomination.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. Breaking news this morning as presidential candidate Donald Trump has done what many of us thought would never happen. The Bel Air businessman has reached the number of delegates needed to secure the Republican nomination for president.
Donald Trump has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the GOP presidential nomination, securing his status as the presumptive Republican nominee and avoiding a contested convention. Trump has reached 1,238 delegates, put over 1,237 needed to win the nomination by a small number of parties, unbound delegates who said they would support him at the convention. Trump will most likely add more delegates to his total before the convention in Cleveland, giving him a comfortable victory. Trump's achievements mark the completion of a primary campaign that has upended the political landscape and defied multiple predictions of failures from the political commentators. It now sets the stage for a bitter fall campaign against likely Democratic rival Hillary Clinton.
Moving forward, although the high season for tourism on the island is usually between the months of December and January, there are several dates throughout the year that bring peak amount of visitors to Aruba. Much like this weekend, where hundreds of soul music fans will be coming to the island to experience the Soul Beach Music Festival.
The 16th annual Soul Beach Music Festival, hosted by Aruba, captures the hearts and imaginations of thousands on an unparalleled sensory journey on Memorial Day weekend from May 25th to the 30th. With world-renowned performances by the Isley Brothers, featuring Ronald and Ernest Isley, Miguel, Fantasia, Jasmine Sullivan, and hosted by entertainer Chris Spencer at the Soul Beach Harbor Arena. Comedy night headliners include Tony Rock and Affion Croquette will plug into the funny side along with host Rudy Rush. Recently named one of the world's best seaside festivals by American Express Essentials and previously named number 4 by USA Today Reader's Choice, number 10 by Best Caribbean Celebration, and number 1 Caribbean Summer Festival by Jet Setter Magazine. The 16th annual Soul Beach Music Festival is where great expectations meet reality. For an only-in-Aruba experience that is sure to impress travelers, will indulge in undeniably hot yet unexpectedly cool beaches.
On another note, on June 4th and 5th, students at the Kozlov Dance Academy will present their annual student showcase at Casticultura. This year's ballet will be Swan Lake, and over the past 6 months, these young dancers have been working tirelessly to present a flawless show. Here is a sneak peek of what is to come.
Kozlov Dance Academy offers their students the opportunity to perform in professionally staged full-length productions with costumes and full scenery handmade for the academy in Moscow, Russia. At the end of every season, students perform in a student showcase, highlighting what the students have learned throughout the year of training. The annual student showcase this year will feature advanced students in Act 2 of Swan Lake with scenery and costumes from Russia's treasured Bolshoi Theater Workshop. Academy students will also perform various classical ballet dances. Leonid Kozlov, former principal dancer with the Bolshoi Ballet and New York City Ballet, along with his wife and prima ballerina Adriana, will perform in Swan Lake as Prince Siegfried and Odette.
We'll be back with more 15 on 15 after a quick commercial break.
After the break, Fundación Lantapapiamento brings a message forward about our local language.
Thank you for staying with us right here on Channel 15 ATV. This week marks 13 years since our local language of Papiamento became internationally recognized as an official language. This mix of tongues from around the world has become the foundation of Aruba's heritage, and it is also an official school requirement for all young students. On this special date, the local foundation Lanta Papiamento is focusing on the importance of standing by this local idiom.
Hi, Bombini to Aruba. Bombini means welcome. First of all, let me introduce myself. Mi nombre da Aruba, which means my name is Aruba.
Papiamento is a Creole language containing elements of Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French, as well as Arawakan and African languages. It is spoken by about 330,000 people in Curaçao, Bonaire, and Aruba, which were formerly known as the Netherlands Antilles. There are also Papiamento speakers in the Netherlands and St. Martin. In Curaçao and Bonaire, the languages is known as Papiamentu, and in Aruba, it is known as Papiamento. On Tuesday, June 2nd, Aruba will be giving recognition to the language, which became official 13 years ago.
Our language is official 21 of May 2003, and we are celebrating it this year with our foundation is Fundación Lanta Papiamento, which we celebrate for the 7th year too. In this case, we are celebrating it by Biblioteca Nacional, George Maduro Strat, and from 7 till 9, entrance is free. We having whole beautiful programs. We are honoring two authors who had the courage to write before the language became official, and those two are Desiree Correa and the other one is Frank Willems.
Papiamento has been in literature since the 1930s in newspapers, magazines, novels, and other materials. There was also some writing in Papiamento in the 19th century, and the oldest piece of writing dates back to 1837. There are official standards written forms for Papiamento and for Papiamentu, which have been developed since the 1970s.
You know douche, which is sweet. When you call a lady douche, it's you are beautiful. Mistimabo, I love you. And another thing, bon dia, which means good afternoon, good day. And a beautiful word, maybe, I don't know if the tourists know it, but I would like you to remember this. Bombini, which is welcome.
Thank you so much for watching. These were your local news updates and trending Aruba topics. Be sure to like our 15 on 15 Facebook and Instagram page for all of your latest news updates. Also, don't forget to tune back in tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. for more 15 on 15 right here on Channel 15 ATV. See you then.